Hello, welcome to another video. Umut here. Today I'm going to work on my art journal, which is Moleskine journal, and I'm going to create a nice colorful page for you today using my Arteza paints and Dina Wakley sprays. First of all, I wish you all a happy Easter. It is an unconventional situation during the Easters, but I hope you're all healthy and safe. As long as we are healthy, it doesn't much matter at this point to be at home or not. But yeah, I hope you are having fun as much as you can. So I'm going to start my page using my sprays. I selected 4 colors: magenta, fuchsia, turquoise and ocean. I love the combination of these colors, and they are not opposite colors, so they are not going to create a mud picture mixing with each other. These are acrylic paints and they are going to dry permanent, which I love about them, and they are so vibrant. I love the colors. Even after drying, they become even more vibrant. So I'm just using a bit of water and all my sprays to mix them together, and they already created a very nice look at the background. I will keep spraying until I like it. For me personally, I wanted a little bit more turquoise, and now I'm going to use some white splashes with the same paint. I'll just open it and sprinkle over the page. It's not going to mix a lot. Some of them will resist, some of them will dissolve in the other paint because it's not dry yet. But I love the look of it. If it was water based, it would dissolve in it completely. After it's dry, I'm moving on to my focal point. This is Marlene's cutout booklet, and it's very colorful and beautiful, so I'm going to use images from that. But before that, I'm going to do some background stenciling. I'll take a few stencils from my stash. It doesn't matter which ones you use, really. This is just for some background fun that I wanted to create. And I am having my metallic Arteza acrylic paints, which I love. I'm in love with them and the colors, and I keep collecting them. This is Chartreuse, and you will see the colors I'm using at the top of the page when I'm using them. I'm just doing a little bit background stenciling using a sponge. Doesn't matter which sponge you use as well. I'm just dabbing it, not moving it up and down, so that I don't sip under the stencil a lot. Since these are heavy body paints, it's easy to do stenciling with them. They're not liquid, so they're not going to sip under the stencil easily. And now I'm using olive green, one of my favorite colors, with a honeycomb stencil from Tim Holtz again. I also prefer to use metallic paints because they're a little bit transparent. So I'm not covering this beautiful background that I did at first completely. So it works as well. It gives some shine, it gives some more interest at the back. There is something going on more or less, but I'm not covering all these beautiful colors that I created before. I also try to clean my stencil after I work on it, but I don't worry about it too much because acrylic paint dries like a plastic, permanent. So if I use it after, it's not going to really make a difference. It's not going to ruin my stencil as long as it's not modeling paste. Modeling paste will remain there dry and it will be a problem afterwards. Meanwhile, I moved on to another color and another stencil. This is amaranth red, and I'm using this beautiful wine stencil from Crafter's Workshop. I'm not sure how many times I used this stencil. There was a point that I was collecting stencils a lot, and I love them, but I realize, of course, I'm not using them as often as I should. At this stage, I love my background, and now I'm going to stick my focal point, which is this fun woman. Since the background is very busy and the woman itself is very busy, I'm going to use a technique to make her come to the front and be really visible. So I'm just painting the background of this girl with white acrylic paint from Arteza. You can also use gesso, it doesn't matter. I'm just putting the girl and just seeing the back of it, and just using my finger to spread some paint, and I'm just easing the edges, blending the edges into the background softer using my baby wipe. This way, as you see, the girl will be quite visible, separating it from the busy background that I created. This is a really easy and effective way of making your focal points visible if you have a busy background going on at the back. Also, the colors were the same. Not only it was busy, also the colors were more or less in the same tones. So it was going to get lost for sure. But now it's quite visible, and the background and my girl has the same colors going on, so it's quite harmonious. I love how it's looking, and I'm going to pull a few more pieces from this booklet, some leaves that I like that could go with the girl, and then I will pull out some hearts. These booklets are nice to have, and you can always use your imagination to create different images, different projects, using these elements in different ways. I used the fox before that I loved here, and I will put that page on the cards up in the corner and down below at the description area if you want to watch it as well. It was a really fun page as well. And this is also from the booklet. It's a strip with colors that go with my background, and I just pulled out the sentiment art journaling. And I dedicate this page on Easter to all my friends who are at home. I'm really glad to have this tool and channel to reach out to you and somehow connect, because when you go through things together, it's always easier and more valuable. So let's try to do our best to make the most of this time. I'm sure things will be better soon. And I'm just using my matte medium to glue down all my elements on my page with a brush. And finally I decided to do a border, some doodling actually, because it's a whimsical page. And I'm using my white Posca pen. This is an acrylic pen, so it's going to be really white, and also can draw over the background easily. And I'm just drawing hearts, do some doodling, make a border at the same time. I think it gives a nice definition, also makes a nice pop on my page because it's quite white. You can also use your gel pen to do this, but I wanted a thicker border, so I'm using this pen at this time. And I am just, doing some doodling just to make it a little bit more fun. These whimsical images are really suitable to have some fun, to do some doodling. You can find these Posca pens with many tips, like they have chisel tip, they have this tip, and they are different millimeters. So you can find thick and thin, they are everywhere. And finally, of course, I'm going to do some white splashes. I watered down some acrylic paint and I'm just throwing it out there. I'm going to leave the links down below for all the Arteza paints and the paints that I used. You can use my discount code to take advantage and get them cheaper. And you can use the code for all Arteza products. It doesn't matter if it's paint or something else. I hope you enjoyed this colorful page. You will see the pictures at the end of the video, close-up pictures. Also, if you follow me over Instagram, I put pictures there too, and some stories that shows my future projects. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.